Fucking tired. I don't know where my energy level's gonna be at. I can't do it no more, man. Why are they putting these events on so fucking late, man?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, it don't help when almost every fight went to a scorecard. So, you know,
I
yeah,
lost money off that shit, man. I picked what I thought for sure was Jerron Ennis knocking this dude out, and then the first round. What type of intro is this? Are we gonna start it up? What are we
I thought
doing?
that was your intro, bro. I thought this is
Oh,
how you was
come
going into the
on.
new year. You know what
Oh,
I'm saying? You just started with the flow. I'm like, all right,
oh.
this motherfucker is flowing, baby. We go flow with it then, chill.
Do it, do it.
Welcome to another episode of Chin Checkers. Mr. Get That Work. Hawk Von Dane. New year, new us, new you, however you want to call it. We here, man. We here.
Yeah, yeah, man. What's good, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good. It was a star-studded event last night. I thought it was a good fight. Tank has that equalizer where I don't know about everybody else. I thought he was down on the scorecards. I thought he was down going into the seventh round, and I think the
Had it
fight,
close.
yeah,
Yeah,
going
man.
into the seventh round, the second half of the fight, I thought he was down 4 rounds to 2. I could see
I,
somebody had it 3-3, but some of those rounds were comparison round. I thought Garcia clearly won the first 3 rounds, clearly, and I thought he won the fifth round. So I thought it was 4-2 Garcia. And Tank, takes his time. He figures you out, and he starts putting punches together. And once he starts landing more frequently,
yeah,
it's gonna be a short night. It's gonna be a short night.
yeah. With a big punch, you can't let him get more than 4 or 5 punches off. So once he started to build momentum, I was like, it's gonna go the way I thought. But man, I'm extra critical of Tank. I mean, I don't know if there's another fight other than Mayweather that I've been that critical of.
Why?
It is just because he's so small, but he's physically shorter than most people at that weight, and it leaves him at such a disadvantage. But he was boxing well. It's just his reach. And that's what my whole hang up on him is. But he still comes out and wins. Man, he gets so much respect from me because I thought he was gonna go out there and wash Garcia. I was like, man, it really is a tough fight, man. He really has a lot of obstacles to overcome. Fuck, bro.
Yeah, it was entertaining. Both guys, man. They both went out there and did their thing, man. So getting over to the knockout, nobody's gonna say anything about this man being a quitter or he quit on the stool. You could call it that if y'all want, but I think that's a little harsh. He said that he was temporarily blind and he could not see. So think about how much power you have to temporarily blind somebody. Like that's power.
Nah, it's all deep. Nah, his power is real deal. His power is real deal when he stopped Barrios. When he knocked out Santa Cruz for knockout of the year, Santa Cruz is a smaller guy, pressure fighter, tailor-made for him. To me, it's impressive to see, but it's not that impressive on paper when you think about it. The Barrios knockout is wildly impressive for the fact that Tank moved up to 140 to fight a taller fighter, and that same guy went 12 rounds with Keith Thurman.
Yeah.
That says a lot about Tank, man. It says a lot about Tank's power. And Barrio said, y'all have never been stopped by anyone else other than Tank. So when the guy tells you that I was a little messed up and my head, I don't look at it as him quitting. I think it was what it was called, a technical knockout. I think if he would have came on again, he
could have been worse.
He could have just got beat down and stopped, especially since he said, yo, I can't see. I don't know where I was disoriented.
Right.
He got concussed. He basically got knocked out on his feet. That's what happened. And my only thing would have been, I was watching it without volume, so I don't know what they told him. I think I would have just had to let him know, bro, you in the fight, man. You're in the fight. Just try to run for the next round. That's all I would have said. And if he said that he couldn't have ran, or if I'm watching him and And I'd have told her, I'd have lied to him. Yo, you winning this. Clearly, you winning this. You're winning this fight. But can you run? If you can run for the next round, then we not stopping. You got to go out there and run. But
I mean, I just saying, yeah, he was in the fight. Definitely agree with that. But sending him back out there, bro. Tank is a finisher. I don't. There's but so much running he could have did until Tank would have started connecting with shots. Tank would have chased him down. He was already, in the middle of the ring before that guy even got up. So I think it would have been bad. I think it was a safe, smart decision.
He didn't lose anything. Let's make this very clear. He didn't lose anything other than get a loss on his record. No one saw that fight and goes, he doesn't have heart. No one looks at the fight and goes, he wasn't a skilled fighter. If anything, I think more of him. And I think more opportunities are going to come from it because people go, shit, man, that's a tough fighter. And now they're going to think of him as an opponent the way Chris Colbert did. And he's going to have more opportunities to fight more big-name people. But shout out to Tank, man. It was entertaining as fuck. He's resilient as fuck. He got hit a lot. Clean.
Yeah, he got hit with some clean shots.
Oh, he takes them.
Yeah. It was a wild night.
Criticize Tank about a lot of things. Yo, you can't criticize his heart. You can't criticize his punching power. You can't criticize his entertainment value. When people talk about him being a star, man, now I gotta agree with him. He's a star. I don't think he's the best fighter at 130. I still think Haney gives it to him. But man, he deserves everything he gets after that performance, man.
No, he's definitely, I know, he cut ties, seemingly cut ties with, Mayweather's promotions, but they did their job. They built him up to be a pay-per-view star, and he is still riding that shit high. So, congrats to him, man. And it was, like I said, it was a wild night. I
was going to say, with that being said, he's a pay-per-view star. Who else on that card were you impressed by?
Well, I was impressed by, I thought everybody did a good job. I thought everybody had a pretty decent night. Obviously, you see Boo Boo, he went out there. He tried to, steal the show. Didn't really do it. He did what he usually do. Get knocked down early and can't finish a guy off. I'm not gonna say can't, but that's seemingly his history. He'll get good knockdowns early, come out strong, and coast through the rest of the fight. Which in this case, he didn't coast. This guy was just a really game fighter, and he tried to get the job done. Obviously, couldn't get it done, but I still thought it looked good. I still thought he looked good.
I was watching. I saw him get hit a lot. And I look at, I want to ask you this. I look at Boo Boo as more of an athletic fighter. Boo Boo's an athletic fighter. I think he's starting to get to that point where he's getting older and he's going to start losing his athleticism. Do you think it's that he's getting older, or it was the weight that kind of led to this type of performance? Because it wasn't a bad performance, dominant. Man, did he get hit a lot, man?
Yeah, I think he got hit a lot just because he was trying to be more impressive. I think if he decided to be more defensive, he would have got hit less. But, this guy was talking throughout the whole fight, was talking to him. And, finally, he started to talk back. He started to put some punches together, throw combinations. Usually Boo Boo doesn't really do that too often in a fight. So he picked that up more frequently, got hit a little more, but it was an entertaining fight. So just the fact that it was entertaining in whole, I think, he did himself justice. He increased his stock, made himself a little more relevant coming over to PBC. So hopefully
you think it was more him trying to put on a show rather than the weight of him getting older?
Yeah, I still think he looked good.
Oh, no, I do. I think he looked good too, but it reminds me of my favorite fighter of all time, Roy Jones. You don't know when they're getting old. They just show up one day and they're fucking walking with a cane. You know what I mean? No one knew Roy was getting old. It was little signs.
Right.
And all of a sudden, The excuses the night, Roy, and it was all over. And
Yeah.
he just became old and fell off the map. I don't think that's what's gonna happen with Boo. I think being that he's waiting so long and not really getting the fights that he wants, when he finally does, he's not gonna have what we're used to, and he's gonna that late Roy Jones career type thing. You can see the magic used to be there, but it ain't quite the same, man. I'm a little scared that that's where we going.
I'm gonna disagree. I think he got a couple more years.
Man, I think
he got a couple more years.
He was throwing a lot of wide shots and getting caught. And this guy ain't. Let's be honest. This guy he fought was tough, but in terms of skill, he isn't on the same level as the other superstars of the division.
In terms of skill, absolutely.
Hey, David's a big boy, man. And David's got his own stuff going on in a little bit. So
well, we'll see what happens. David got, Caleb Plant to worry about. We'll see if
that falls through.
Right. If he goes with the winner or if he goes with the loser. Either fight, I think, would be good for him. Either fight.
Man. So let's move on, man. The Jerron Ennis thing, man. Oh, my God.
What do you mean the Jerron Ennis thing? What is that?
I'm not blaming Ennis, man. It's gotta be some type of criminal law crime to be running that much in the ring, man. Come on, man. It's a pay-per-view event. Whoever is the promoter should never hire that guy again. It's a pay-per-view event. Why is this guy running? He ran from round 1 to 12. And then you know what he will do? Maybe 4 times out the round, he'll occasionally shoot something. And yeah, he was landing it. But think of the logic. If you're landing it and you're not hurting the guy, guess what? You can't win with that strategy. Throw more. That's it. Just throw more. You're already losing.
See, what you fail to realize is that Mr. Long Name, I don't know his name, he decided that he's just going to make a lot of people lose their money. Obviously, that's why he didn't get knocked out. He ran the whole time. Well, I don't want to say he ran. He was on the back pedal the whole time.
No, he ran. He ran. That's not, what do you mean?
He engaged every once in a while. I would give him some credit. He engaged every once in a while. And like you said, he was landing. He caught Jerron Ennis with some shots that we haven't really seen Jerron get hit with. Kind of punching in between punches here and there early on, but then it was just like in and out, kind of catching boots when he least expected. He didn't really have power like that, but he had great foot movement, like they said, great foot movement the entire night, and he didn't want to engage fully. He really didn't want to. He wanted to make everybody lose their money. Oh, you think I'm getting knocked out? Oh yeah, watch this. Watch this.
You want to hear the super take of the century? I'm not even sure if it's a super take, man.
Go ahead. Let's hear this, man.
My dumb ass didn't even look into who this guy was, his style, nothing. And man, no way it's a showcase. It's gonna go out there. The odds had it. Going the distance was like, it was like plus 1100. I don't know what the odds were, but they were crazy. Now, if you're an opponent, you know you have no shot of winning. What if you take your whole purse and you let everyone know, everyone, bet I'm going to lose, but I'm going to make it to the distance.
Yeah.
I think that's what was done. I think that's what was done, because there's no way you telling me that was a realistic strategy. And again, I wasn't listening with Bounty One. I don't like to hear what they have to say to mix with my thoughts or whatever. I don't want to be persuaded. Bro, there's no way you could tell me that. I don't know what their corner was telling him. Like, were they telling him he's doing a good job? Were they telling him what? There's no way if you land crispy, clean punches and the guy doesn't budge, and you did it for like the straight 4 rounds and you catching him. There's no way you're telling me that that's going to be the goal for the rest of the fight. You can't hurt him. And I think that's the only reason Boots kept getting caught, because he was like, well, this fucking guy can't hurt me. I'm just gonna keep walking him down. But I don't know the laws on it, man. They need to look into this shit. Like, I need to hit up Netflix Untold, the Tim Donahue people. Like, I swear, man, that shit was rigged.
Yeah, he won money that night. He won money.
I lost money. I lost money. I bet. I did a parlay with him winning by knockout and Tank.
Yeah, a lot of people lost money. Now let's get to what I consider a robbery. I thought Ellis won the fight. I thought he won the fight. I understand that he got knocked down twice. I still felt like he won the majority of the rounds. I was like, he's giving this kid a boxing clinic. And yeah, this kid was the aggressor. I don't think his aggression was that effective enough where 2 knockdowns, they don't win the fight. I felt that he lost majority of the rounds. So I don't know what you think about that. I thought it was a robbery. I thought Ellis should have won.
Let you know what I think about it. I fell asleep. That fucking fight was boring, bro. The fuck you mean? Yo, I was watching for the first couple rounds and I nodded out. And you could blame it on me being an old man and whatever it is. I fell asleep, man. I was like, man, this shit is boring, man. So,
oh man,
yeah, I didn't watch the whole fight. I caught like the first 3 rounds. It was like, oh, this guy's scraping him, but so I don't really know what happened past. I know I woke up to you calling me like, yo, it's a robbery. I was like, what the fuck happened? So, yeah, I don't know. You said it was a bunch of knockdowns. I was like, man, I didn't went knocked out because it was so boring.
Yeah, I mean, it was like I said. The entire night to me was a good night. It was a good card. I mean, we also had extra action, you know what I'm saying? Where, you know, Meek Mill almost got into it with the Russell brothers, which that shit would have been hilarious. But I don't know why Meek Mill is getting into it with a boxer, but I don't know what he thought was going to happen, but it wasn't going to be a good night for him. Russell's small, but he got all 4 brothers in. All of them there. Somebody getting their ass whooped, and I'm going with the fucking professionals. I'll put money on that shit. That's a safe bet. That's a safe bet.
Yo, Meek Mills might have been there with his team, man.
I don't give a shit
out there.
What team he's with. I don't even like the Russell brothers like that, but I guarantee you they would have beat the shit out these guys.
Oh, yeah. That shit really delayed the whole fight. It reminded me years ago with the fan man that fell into the ring with Holyfield. And yeah, it was OD, man. Supposed to be a done deal.
Okay.
Tank, Ryan Garcia.
Yeah.
Calling it early.
Okay.
Fight of the year. I could see Tank getting hurt, maybe getting stung a couple times. 10th round, pulling out a knockout, man. Knockout.
For Tank.
Knockout. Tank by knockout. I don't know.
Damn.
Let me take that back. I'm gonna take it back. I'm gonna take it back. Nah, I'm gonna take it back. Nah.
You know, it's a real interesting fight between Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis. Reason why it's interesting because I feel like a lot of people are underestimating Garcia a lot because, you know, Pretty Boy, I think maybe they feel like kind of remind them of Oscar De La Hoya, Pretty Boy. Maybe they don't think he's tough. Maybe, you know, the mental, taking a break because he had the mental issues that he wanted to deal with, you know, out of a fight. But if you look at, you know, Garcia's career, or well, not even his resume, but just how he won his fights, they were impressive. It's not like he's a chump. They were impressive.
I don't think people aren't impressed by the way he's won. I think people are more skeptical of who he beat.
Right.
It's not
but
what
again,
he did so much.
I always say it don't always matter who. It does matter who you beat, absolutely. But if you're in there with somebody who you're supposed to smoke and you smoke them, then you smoked them. It's not like he went in there and didn't do his job. He went in there and did his job, man.
Yeah, but if you bro, what the fuck does that mean? What does that even
He went in there and did his job, man. It's not like he went 12 rounds with everybody who was supposed to be a step up in his, competition. He went in there and did his job.
Yo, he's a talented fighter, but if you fighting guys that aren't really worth, whatever, yeah, I guess the criticism's valid. But the thing I would give him is that he's been dropped before and got up and won. There's also video of him being, stung a couple times. So I don't think he's soft. Not sure if that's the perception of it. I don't think he's soft. But what he's definitely not is De La Hoya. De La Hoya is super underrated.
I think De La Hoya has one of the best resumes in boxing ever. I think he's definitely up there, maybe top 3. I think people just, are upset that maybe the biggest fights he lost. So they just look at that. They don't always look at the performance. They just look at the fact that he lost. Again, I thought he beat Shane Mosley. They didn't give it to him. He had a couple of close fights. It didn't go.
What I will say about that though, we can't harbor too much on the record though, because he fought Sugar Shane in Sugar's prime, even though Sugar was coming up in weight. It's not like Sugar's a small guy. Sugar had like one of the best. Almost like Tank, he had like one of the best knockout percentages in boxing. Also, De La fought people in his prime, and then even after his prime, where entering the end of his prime, he was moving around, still taking on challenges and taking on fighters. So you're talking about resume. You're not gonna have the best resume if you're fighting great fighters, and you're also fighting them while they're great. You're also moving around and fighting them when they were great. He fought Trinidad in his prime. He fought Fernando Vargas in his prime. He moved up and even fought a way bigger Bernard Hopkins. And whenever I make a statement to any Mayweather fans, well, why didn't Mayweather, who clearly is the better boxer, move up and fight Triple G? Oh, now you want him to fight someone who's way bigger. No, I just wanted him to prove his greatness. He didn't need it to prove it to me. I'm just saying, and I want to see a fighter go out there and push themselves to their limits. Don't harbor on the record. That's why I said Garcia tonight, the only loss he took was on paper. If anything, he should have gained fans, man. He look at this guy's face after marked him up a little bit. He marked Tank up, man. Don't harbor on the results, man.
All right, so with all that being said, you said that this is going to be fight of the year, Tank versus Ryan. Do you think it would be Tank's hardest fight?
This is definitely his hardest fight. I think Garcia got the same size of Barrios, a bigger and more active puncher than Barrios. Or if he's as tough as Barrios, then that just means that Tank got to go through a whole lot of firepower to land what he has to throw. That's where, in a weird way, it's 50-50. It's not an easy fight to predict. I may stay away from that one, and if I do bet, it'll be something small just for the fun of it. But it's a 50-50 fight, man. It's a really close fight. Tank is not a bum boxer. It's just his physical limitations. If they showed up against this Garcia, I can't imagine what's going to happen against a much bigger, stronger, faster Garcia. It's going to be fight of the year, man.
Fight of the year. All right, man.
I could see a couple rocky moments happening for either fighter.
Yeah, either that or a KO that somebody gets KO like instantly.
Another one that'll probably be, other than Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, or maybe even that fight. This is going to be the highest selling fight of the year.
Yeah. I can't wait. It's gonna be good. That's a fight party right there. That's a fight party. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, get everybody together for that one.
And check this event, man. We gotta start getting tickets to be sold, you know, man.
Oh shit, yeah.
All right, bro. Anything else?
Nah, man. That's about it, my brother. That's about it.
Could have went live with this, man. Could have went live.
Nah, man. Nah, people want to see this, bro.
I'm not putting in no highlights, man. We get fucking.
Oh, you hear this?
Yo, we get banned, bro. You be fucking teetering the line of us getting cut off, man. And told us.
People need to see, man.
All right, man. We get fucking blocked. It's on you. We need to change this shit
all the way under the
checkers.
bus.
Yeah, I'm just saying, we be fucking getting blocked every day, man. It's crazy. What I don't understand is they never block the shorts.
I think they blocked one short.
They did? Oh. I don't make them, so what the fuck am I talking about? I'm giving that information that has no substance behind it or nothing like that, man.
Oh, shit.
All right, Playboy.
All right, my brother. Yeah, man. Later, brother.
Squeegee. Got a whole loop, but we started with the crumbs. Life is like a game and we on a good run. The source that I drip, rockin' Lux slums. And she said, I ain't 3, I ain't 2, I'm the one. I ain't trying to stress, I just wanna have fun. Shed a little light on your life like the sun. Sip a few drinks, good gas for your lungs. And you know how I move, you my boo, you ain't 3, you ain't 2. I ain't trying to stress, I just wanna have fun. Shed a little light on your life like the sun. Sip a few drinks, good gas for your lungs. And you know how I move, you my boo, you ain't 3, you ain't 2, you the one. Not 3, not 2, you the one. Not 3, not 2, you the one. Not 3, not 2, you the one. Yeah, Not 3, not 2, you the one. Not 3, not 2, you the one. Not 3, not 2, you the one.